Dump trucks have been around for several centuries. They range from simple dump carts to the first steam-powered tipper to haul garbage to the mega trucks used in the open pit mines. There are many shapes and sizes of dump trucks, but all of them have specialized uses. This is the story of one of the many dump truck trailers and its usefulness in hauling materials to construction sites. It's the belly dump or bottom dump truck and or trailers. I have a previous video on California doubles and bottom dump trailers. Please see my video titled 1/64 scale Neo scale models West Coast California double bottom dump trailer sets product review. There's a link to it down in the description below. Also, while you're down there, please go on and click the subscribe button and join my YouTube family. Now, I said story because I could not find any info at all about Carl Walker hauling out of Anchorage, Alaska, back during the 1960s. If someone out there knows anything about Carl Walker, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate any information that you could provide. To continue our story, the 1964 Good Friday, Alaska earthquake did considerable damage to Anchorage and the surrounding countryside. In fact, the surface damage covered 185,000 square miles. The quake was felt as far away as Louisiana and Texas. The accompanying tsunami that followed the quake wreaked havoc up and down the coast of the entire Pacific Basin. The same day the Good Friday earthquake hit Alaska, my father chartered a sailboat with a group of friends and sailed to Anacapa Island. The island is located in the Santa Barbara Channel. They landed on the island and the sailboat departed. My father's group spent the entire day and night on the island. Several members of the group noticed unusual tidal surges all Friday afternoon and commented that conditions were almost like tsunami conditions. According to my father, the group had a wonderful and restful time exploring the island, a barbecue on the beach that night, and settled down for a peaceful night's sleep. During the night, the tsunami hit the island around 4:30 a.m. Mind you, the group did not have a radio of any kind with them. Also, they were the only people on the island. The ship came back on Saturday night to pick them up around 9 p.m. The master of the ship asked them, "Where were you when the tsunami hit the island?" That's a true story. Back to the Anchorage area. The town of Anchorage was almost totally destroyed. The buildings were a shambles. The roads and railroad tracks were all torn up. In fact, the place was a total disaster. Carl Walker Hauling was called in to haul rock and gravel debris away and bring material in to fill cracks and for road repair. His International Fleetstar truck and twin bottom dump trailers had their work cut out for them. As I previously said, there are all kinds of dump trucks. Each kind has a special use, and the bottom dump is particularly useful in hauling loose, crushed rock, dirt, and gravel. Bottom dump trailers are used primarily in road construction and lot leveling, where long lines of material are required. Long lines of material make it easier for road graders and dozers to work more efficiently. For instance, here's a problem: a long, narrow road that cannot be closed, even temporarily. A landscaper. He has a job landscaping a bed 900 feet long along the side of this narrow road. He needs to cover the dirt of his bed of bushes with decorative gravel. Solution? The landscaper called a trucking company having bottom dump trailers. When the load arrived, the driver of the truck simply opened the bottom dump trailers and dragged his trailers, emptying his load along the side of the road, making a long, narrow mound as he moved along the edge of the road. Problem solved. To place the gravel around the bushes, the landscaper scooped up the gravel with a bobcat skid loader and placed it in on the bed so his men could place it around the bushes. The road remained open the entire time. Bottom dump truck and trailers have been used on lot leveling, road construction, and anywhere loose material has to be spread evenly, one layer at a time. They make it easier for dozers and other planing machines to spread the material evenly over the construction site. International Fleetstar tractors and bottom dump trailers make a good team. And now we can talk about the set that was made by Neo Scale Models.
This is Neo Scale Models International Fleetstar Day Cab Single Axle with 2 California bottom dump trailers. It comes in Neo Scale Models special packaging designed for these. It has a extra long box that holds the standard display case, and it holds the display blister that they came up with for the trailers. Pretty ingenious packaging. It is item number 64006. It's the Fleetstar 2000D Day Cab. Now I'll go on and open him up so you can see what he really looks like. Now I'll show you, these tops are pretty nice. They're painted in silver, as you can see, and they got the Carl Walker Hauling Inc. logo tampoed on the sides. They're the same piece, they just go on the trailers different ways. Because the ladders are on the back of the first trailer and the front of the second trailer. That way you don't have to walk around to the second trailer to climb up and look inside. And you can see it's got the little hatch up on top of each one of them. Pretty nice detail. Now, fifth wheel, it rides on 5-hole Bud style wheels and black rubber tires. Sometimes Neos are free rolling, sometimes they swell and seal up. That can kind of be a problem from time to time with resin. Up top, you can see it has a fifth wheel that pivots a little bit, and it's set up, it could haul any actual first gear trailer that's a pup or a DCP pup, actually, not just these. It also hitches to the first trailer with a little ring. There's a peg sticking up on the back of both trailers, so you can hitch actually more than one trailer setup if you really wanted to, but in the States, we primarily only run doubles. Some places allow triples, but mostly only doubles. Underneath, you can see it has the Neo Scale Models tampoed right there, and it has a rear axle truck axle with differential for its axle on spring suspension. That would give it a heavy duty axle and be pretty simple. So there we go. Back you can see that axle that differential pretty easily. There's also a very nice vintage tread pattern on all the tires on this truck. Set that aside. Let's start with the first trailer here. It's in blue and it has white 5-hole Bud wheels, black mud flaps, and blue fenders over them. These trailers are all resin trailers. Got a nice detail of the structural sides, and then you can see some more parts. Underneath, it has the closed bottom, so you could put stuff in this. The bottom doesn't open to dump, but you could put stuff in. Landing gear on the first trailer only, and it is fixed in place. It doesn't go up or down, so when it sits by itself, it droops to the front, but you're going to probably have this hooked to a truck. California pups don't run landing gear on the second trailer. Round to the back, you can see an Alaska plate, because this guy's out of Alaska, and chrome individual jewel style brake lights, hookup lines, or other marker lights. There's your hitch, see the pin that sticks right up, and then you got your black mud flaps right there. There's an air tank up behind the ladder, and you can see the ladder that climbs up so you can look down inside the dump. Passenger side, again, very, very simple, nice structure design to it, but there isn't that extra piece on this side. Looking in, it is empty. It's not hollow, there's a bottom is closed, but it is empty. You could easily put a load inside this. With those covers, it's probably for grain, but I'm not really sure that that's what they'd run out in Alaska, but maybe they would be hauling grain with these things. It's got a TH64 for a unit number painted on the front of the trailer. I'll bet you the license plate and the unit number on second trailer are different. but there aren't a whole lot of differences. You can also see that Kingpin is set up for Neo scale models, but it'll also hitch really easily to first gear or DCP or advantage diecast trucks. Only downside is you need single axles because where this landing gear is, it really won't hitch to a tandem axle truck, mainly because out west they don't run tandem axle trucks. Now, to show you the license plates, I'll show you both trailers side by side. Yep, see, they got two totally different license plates. But they're Alaskan, but they're different plate numbers. That's a really, really nice touch. And you can see the unit numbers are also different on the two trailers. Really nice touch that Neo did right there. Those covers, they just sit right on top. And then you can see the little ladders to climb up on top match up with the ladder right there. Really sharp. And that's the way the dolly would be hitched up. Now let's look at the other trailer. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because it's really the same trailer, only you just don't see the landing gear on this one, and the ladder is on the front here instead of on the back like the other one. They had no landing gear because out west they don't actually run on converter dollies, they run on turntable axles that are fixed to the second trailer. Another small difference is the license plate and the unit numbers, as I said before, are different. But overall they're basically the same. And when you put the top on, it goes on the front this way because the ladder's on the front instead of on the back. But other than that, it's exactly the same. Drop that onto this, and there we go. That's the trailers all hooked up. Now let's pick up the cab and talk about it, because that's a nice piece. It is a 1963 International Fleetstar day cab single axle. That's normally what hauls those trailers. In fact, with the Kingpin and the landing gear, it's really the only thing that can haul them because it won't turn otherwise. It's for Carl Walker Hauling Inc. of Anchorage, Alaska. It's got its ICC MC number there and or GCW of 79,000 pounds. Up on the side of the hood, it's got two photo etched parts. The little grill intake there and the international badge is photo etched, as is the little Fleetstar badge. So there are actually three photo etched parts on the side of the hood. Really, really sharp. But be careful, they can be knocked off. However, for their size and being on totally flat, they're going to be pretty strong for you. It's got the box style turn signal on the fender. Mirrors and other parts are all resin on this one. There's not really any ABS parts. It's got the step fuel tanks that have the diamond tread. They're painted blue with silver caps. Mirrors are silver. Door handle and grab bars are silver. They are also individual pieces that are applied, so you can see that they're actually somewhat hollow. Pretty hard to see on the thing, but they're there. Interior is dark brown seats. Nope, sorry about that. They are black seats, black dashboard. Inside, black interior. The windows are vacuum formed, and they've got a little black ring around it. And the wind wing has you can see it there, a little photo etched trim piece around it. Really nice. Windshield wipers up there are individual photo etched pieces. Another part to be very careful with because they can be flicked off incredibly easy. Now it's got a different license plate and unit number again on the front bumper. Really nice touches that they went that far to make different license plates and truck and trailer numbers. The headlights are individual jewel style with the sealed beam pattern molded into them and then applied individually. The turn signals are just little resin blocks that are painted silver with orange parts on them. Really nice. The hood grab bar, so you could help pull your hood over and open it up, because this is the tilt hood version, is a resin piece and it's painted silver. The grill is there and it is a photo etched piece, as is but there is no IH badge on the hood. Can't see it anyway because of this big push bumper that they put on the front. I could see that being pretty useful up in Alaska. Round to the passenger side, it says Carl Walker Hauling Inc., Anchorage, Alaska, ICC number gross combined vehicle. Same fuel tank with cap, mirror, door handle, and thing. Big difference over here is you can see the battery box hanging off the frame and a single straight pipe going up behind the cab. Really nice. Around to the back, and you don't see any bracket that helps hold that up, but you see that Alaska license plate, individual brake lights that are actually tampoed. They're not jewel style, they're just tampoed red. The fifth wheel pivots a little bit. It'll haul the Neo trailers or DCP first gear trailers. This would actually also be kind of cool hooked up to a pup set. You know, be pretty common for LTLs back in the day. Turning up on top, it has individual international style, which aren't bullets, they're international style roof lights. And they've got on the front orange paint, and then the back is silver paint to look like the chrome that they're made out of. 2-bell air horn. One's a little smaller than the other, so it would give a nice note. White top and blue body. Really nice colors. Looking underneath, it has IH-164 IHC Fleetstar 2000-D 1963 tampoed on the frame. Rear differential with the drive shaft from the transmission to there. You can see the vintage tread pattern. It's a good bias ply tread pattern. Spring rear suspension. Drive shaft. Transmission. A modest amount of bottom of engine detail. The exhaust pipe coming from the engine up to it, and it's a true straight pipe. There's a battery box, your 2 fuel tanks. Front spring suspension. Tie rod, and it says made in China, cast into the front spring suspension. And it also has a little tampo up there on the front that says Neo scale models. Now, it does not steer. Now, the trailers, they run on 5-hole Bud style wheels, but the truck, it rides on black spoke, silver rimmed, 5-spoke Dayton wheels. Pretty cool that they would put the Daytons on the truck and then the Buds on the trailer. Back in the day, it probably would have been the opposite. They would have had the Daytons on the trailer and Buds on the truck. But anyway, that's the way Neo made this one. Now let's go on and hook him up so you can see what he looks like all together. And there we go. That is Neo Scale Models International F2000D Fleetstar Day Cab Single Axle Tractor with 2 bottom dump trailers. California bottom dump set for Carl Walker Hauling Inc. of Anchorage, Alaska. Die-cast frame and resin cab with resin trailers by Neo Scale Models.
Anchorage, Alaska recovered from the Good Friday earthquake with the help of many local construction and trucking companies like Carl Walker Hauling. You can get a model of one of these Neo Scale Models trucks on my website with the link in the description below. With your very own model, you could create a great construction diorama. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My subscribers are the best out there. And please give this video a big thumbs up to help me with the YouTube algorithm. For more behind the scenes type of content, please sponsor me over on Patreon with the link in the description below. A sponsorship over there will really help keep this channel going. Thanks for watching. I'm Logan, the 64th Gear Jammer Skeele, founder of Advantage Diecast, making the Chevy Heavies of the 1970s in 64 scale. And I'll be back soon with another episode of Toy Talk.